If you aren't already in my Discord server, what are you doing? It's got some of the best alpha in all of crypto inside, full of people of all experiences, old, young, and everything in between. And the best part, it's completely free. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing good. Been a while since I dropped an update video, so that's exactly what this is. Gonna discuss the current state of the markets, what we can expect Bitcoin and alts to do in the final quarter of this year, any potential hindrances, and most importantly, at the end of the video, how you should be prepping right now. Remember, this is just my opinion, this ain't financial advice, just try and remain objective and you may pick up on some information that you find useful. So looking at the chart for Bitcoin, my prediction a few months back was that we would get a sideways summer, not much groundbreaking activity, and that's pretty much exactly what's panned out. Some days of green, some days of red. I didn't think we would break the recent highs over the summer. Obviously, we dropped to some lows here, even wicking down to below 49k. We also struggled to breach the 70k region again, which hasn't actually been seen since early June. But all in all, a sideways period. This provided excellent accumulation opportunities in certain projects and narratives from the highs we saw earlier in the year. Many projects are down 50 to 75%, even more so in some cases. So if you had your eyes on certain coins and felt that you missed the pump earlier in the year, I hope you've been accumulating in recent weeks. The chart does look like Bitcoin could be priming itself for an explosive leg up in the coming months to close out the year potentially, so it's something to be watching very closely. My feeling a couple months back also was we would start to see a positive turn in the markets in the run up to the US elections. My reasoning was linked to whether the Fed would cut interest rates in September of this year. The CPI data that has come out in the last week or so seems to increase the likelihood of seeing rate cuts. Inflation was expected at 3%, but came in at 2.9%, so better than expectations. Remember, this doesn't guarantee rate cuts, but it's looking a lot more likely. What we can expect, should that happen, is a nice rally in the build up to elections. How hard we rally or for how long is difficult to predict, and if you work with set parameters, you can be caught out by the market in these unpredictable times. That's why sometimes it's better to have a general thesis and act accordingly, but that's just how I operate, to each their own. I've shown this data a couple times already on this channel and it's a good overview of past performance of the markets in election years. We can see 19 out of 23 years provided a positive performance. Interestingly, the markets performed twice as good when a Republican was elected as opposed to a Democrat, although I haven't researched this enough to find out the reasons why and do a causation versus correlation comparison. It's just an interesting observation. These elections are proving to be a polarizing topic in crypto, as are most topics in all honesty. The debate between what happens to the markets depending on who wins is ongoing. I'm not going to bullshit you, the best case for the markets in my opinion is Trump getting re-elected. He has come forth in recent months and shown his increasing support for Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. When he spoke at the Bitcoin conference back in July, his speech was filled with bullish sentiments such as wanting to make the US the crypto capital of the world. He also wants a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the US and views stablecoins as being pro-dollar amongst others. Whether all of this will pan out, who knows, but we can see from this just how pro-crypto Trump is. Naturally, the best thing for the markets would be for him to get re-elected. The combination of reduced inflation, interest rate cuts, and Trump winning gives us the perfect ingredients for a strong finish to 2024 in the markets, with 2025 being the bull season we are hoping for. However, as economists, we have to consider the other outcome. Looking at the polls, it's a lot closer than I initially anticipated, and there's a chance that Kamala Harris gets elected instead. Having seen opinions within my community and in the crypto space, a lot of people are leaning towards this being Armageddon, potentially sending us into another bear cycle. This is highly exaggerated in my personal opinion. Should Kamala win, expect the markets to have a lot of volatility and uncertainty. Yes, that is completely normal around elections. I believe we would suffer a mini crash purely from the fact everyone in crypto is hoping for Trump, so the sheer shock and disappointment will spread a lot of FUD. I don't think Kamala is anti-crypto, I just think she isn't as pro-crypto as Trump. So let's say we dip following a Harris win. We close out the year potentially negative or still stuck in this 50 to 70k range. Is this the worst thing in the world? Well, not really. Unless the president of the US is a crypto hater and comes in with severe regulations to suffocate the space. In the long term, who it is should have little impact on how the markets perform. In my opinion, Bitcoin is going to break past 100k within the next 12 to 18 months regardless of who the president is, and will push a crazy alt season up with it. So if anything, the short-term noise of the election results could provide us with yet another opportunity to accumulate. I know some of us are tired of this, having been doing it for almost 3 years now, but remember there's people who aren't as well positioned yet, and I personally would want as many people to make money as possible. Would this delay the alt season? Potentially, depending on how long we're stuck, therefore we could push into 2026, but patience is a virtue, and a known pattern in crypto is the longer the sideways action or boring action, the more explosive the move up typically is. Another thing I want to touch on is the possibility of a black swan event getting thrown in the mix. This year you could say we've already had one in the Middle Eastern conflict between Iran and Israel. We saw the effects of various missile attacks on the market, leading to significant drops to Bitcoin and alts. I don't want to spend too long on this, but I thought it's worth mentioning as I have seen people speculating whether we will have another. The new disease monkeypox seems to be circulating. This isn't a political or medical channel, so I'm not going to give a detailed opinion on this, but safe to say it doesn't look great. Hypothetically, should this lead to another pandemic, another lockdown type situation, we can expect the markets to react similarly to how they did for COVID. They crashed a lot. Everyone was bearish, Bitcoin dropped 50%, but this was when so much wealth was created. I personally bought in this dip, as did many others, and should we get something like this, you need to be doing the same. Markets always recover, but keep in mind I'm saying that markets recover, that doesn't necessarily mean that your individual projects will. So we also have to be a bit critical and have some luck on our side that we end up choosing the right projects. So the most important question, what should you be doing right now? Some calmness and composure is needed. Everyone is too quick to flip bullish or flip bearish, and we always seem to get extremes at each end. When green, Bitcoin is apparently going to $200,000, and when red, apparently we're dropping $20,000. I'm sure you guys have seen this around the space. I'm going to reiterate what I have said previously. If you are already positioned, are happy with how much you've put in, and don't wish to put any further capital into the crypto markets, then don't do anything at all. Don't even check your portfolio, because times like this are when weak hands can crumble and panic sell. If you're inexperienced, you don't want to be that guy, so steer clear. If you are still in the accumulation mindset, then it varies depending on what projects you are interested in buying. Over the last couple of months, you should have been buying up your favorite projects, and even now, some prices are so low, so it isn't too late. My number one piece of advice, however, is to not go all in. Please keep some cash on the side. We could still get further dips, FED or election shocks, black swan events, etc. So please have some cash on the side to take advantage of these events should they take place. So where should you be looking and what should you be buying? In all honesty, we're in an interesting market right now. Everything is down from its recent highs, so you could argue you can almost buy anything, and the probability is that you should make money. However, not every project will be able to reclaim their high, and there are a lot of projects out there right now which are dead, potentially without you knowing. It may be wise to off risk in these markets. Money is there to be made, yes, but also there to be wasted and lost. There's nothing wrong with sticking to higher cap projects in these times, even Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you are looking into higher risk alts, there are three narratives which I personally would be looking into currently. The first one being AI. We know this is most likely going to be the strongest performing narrative over the next year or so, and it makes sense to be accumulating projects here. I've been watching BitTensor as my safer AI play, mentioned many times here on this channel, and it's a top project, especially at these prices. We actually went down to about $160, $170 a few weeks back, so if you managed to snag some TAO at that price, you did very well. You're almost at 2x from there. If you would like a higher risk alternative, feel free to take a look at qubic. The price has collapsed in recent weeks, but it could be showcasing the best risk return in all of crypto currently if it manages to recover and smash past its previous highs. The next narrative to focus on is real world assets. This is a sleeper narrative. I don't see it getting as much attention as AI, but it will perform extremely well. When you have the most powerful company in the world in BlackRock bullish on tokenization and RWA, it would be unwise to ignore these clues. Realio under $1 is an excellent buy, with many predicting double digits for this coin in the future. For a higher risk play, Stobox at a market cap of $7.5 million is providing an excellent entry right now too. I've covered it in more detail already on my channel, so if you want further information, feel free to check that out. The final narrative you should be looking into in times like these is memes. If you've been around a while, you know I don't like memes at all, but I'm an objective analyst and you can't let personal biases warp what's going on around you. Memes have consistently performed over this year, and even in recent months when it's been difficult to make money through utility coins, memes have still provided many with excellent returns. Politify or political memes is a sub-narrative within memes which will rally up in the lead up to the election. Projects like MAGA or Trump or anything to do with Kamala Harris, etc., although stupid, will do pretty well. Hypothetically, if we do get a global monkeypox pandemic, people will be quick to use tickers such as mpox to create memes, and best believe they will run. Silly, I know, but this goes for any black swan event. If these are too risky for you, there's nothing wrong with sticking to blue chip memes. They're safer and will still pump when we get the normies and casuals entering the market. I'm not going to give any meme pickouts because it isn't my niche and I'd just be guessing. But in my Discord there are many who understand the market very well and have provided decent calls already, so go in and check those out. But that's the video wrapped up, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know any opinions you have in the comments or in my Discord server. Just try not to attack me. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Join the Discord, is completely free, the link is in the description. And aside from that, I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.